Hey, my legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here to review Skippy creamy peanut butter. I don't think I've ever had Skippy in my whole life. And this was kindly sent to me by my buddy Albert Rumpel. And I remember growing up. Well, I'm going to review it two different ways. One in a sandwich by itself, and then one in a sandwich with jelly in the like a PB and J, of course. And the jelly I have is that red raspberry jalapeno jelly that I got from Byler's Relish house in with either Chubb's Country Cupboard or the Hickory Mill Grocery. I can't remember. And I remember in the late 70s, like 79 and the 80s, and these were real popular. Annette Funicello was the spokesperson for Skippy. That's how I knew about it from the commercial. But I think growing up, we usually bought Jif or later on that we just got generic like Great Value and stuff like that. I mean, in a lot of ways, they're kind of all the same, but there are probably some lousy peanut butters out there. But I never had Skippy before. Oh, and it says, did you know every serving of Skippy has 7 grams of protein, so when combined with nutritious foods, whole grain bread, fruit and milk, Skippy peanut butter helps restore your family's energy and leaves them fully charged. Huh, that's cool. I thought it was a fun fact about something else, but no, it's about this. Distributed by, this is from Hormel? Wow. Alright, let's go ahead and try it out. I want to thank Albert Rumpel once again. Okay, I got the regular sandwich. Let me tell you a story about my grandfather and grandmother and grandfather. I kind of grew up, just kind of a dysfunctional family. And I always thought it was normal the way these people act. And then when I got a lot older, everyone started complaining about this. Why didn't you say anything whenever this was happening? I thought this was supposed to be normal, how people were supposed to act when I was growing up. And my grandparents were incredibly cheap, my grandmother especially. And she would never, we'd be over, we just usually eat at her place. I mean, my mother and sister would play, and it was always the same, but the food was very good. I didn't mind that. She even let us drink a little bit of wine. It was like a cheap table wine, but it tasted okay to me, a glass of that. But the other thing was she was mean to us. She would never take us to a fast food place as we were kids unless it was like they had like a quarter hamburgers and quarter fries. We were allowed to have 2 hamburgers and 2 fries and a small drink, and that's all we were allowed to have at Burger King. Or Long John Silver's with coupons, if they have coupons. I remember coming home from Germany. Well, not Germany. I was home I think it was during Fort Detrick, Maryland. I was home for a couple of days, and Grammy said, well, let's go to Long John Silver. She had coupons, and they only had coupons for fish. My sister, I want chicken, I want fish. And then she's like, well, Grammy doesn't have coupons for chicken. And he said, I want chicken, I don't like fish. And they had to pay full price for a chicken dinner, and they were pissed off. They were angry. And then when she passed away, she ended up having like over $500,000. So like, I didn't see any of it, and even my sister. She was talking about giving it to the church, like they needed any more money. Well, anyways, I'm not talking about. I don't care about inheritance or anything like that. We'd be over the house, and then she would, the kids, all the kids, that I talked to went down to the movies. I remember they went to see Bad News Bears, so the movie theater within walking distance. And I saw Apple Dumpling Gang Strikes Again. This was in the 70s. The Grammy said, well, I don't have any money. So we weren't able to go. And all the kids said, man, you should have been there. I said, well, I wasn't allowed to go. And the one thing is with my grandfather, this is more about my grandfather. It involves my grandmother, though, too. My grandfather couldn't cook for anything. He couldn't even boil water. And I remember my grandmother was over at my mom's house for something. She got hurt. And she was over at my mom's for a couple weeks. And my grandfather, who couldn't cook, there was a KFC. We had a small walking distance, a little grocery store. And there was a KFC right down there. We never went there. She said, Grammy doesn't have any money. And whenever she got sick, she broke her leg or something like that. My mom was helping her out. When she was there, for like 2 weeks, my grandfather would always go to KFC for lunch and dinner, and she was so pissed off he spent all that money. She was angry. Or like he helped liberate Auschwitz. I didn't even know about that when he was served in World War II. And Granny said she'd start talking about it, and she's like, "Shap George, Shap George, Shap George," and he would shut up. And he wouldn't say anymore. So I didn't know anything about that till way later. I know my uh, mom's second husband, my stepdad, who passed away, you know, few years earlier than my dad did, was really upset by that. Well, anyways, going back to my grandfather, it's not supposed to get into it, but there's a lot of stuff, a backstory behind it. My grandmother was a fantastic cook, by the way, so she had that. And she was very mean to my sister and myself. Like, we'd go to the mall and we were just allowed to look. We couldn't get anything or ask for anything. One time she'd give us $1. You can spend $1. And then my sister got something that cost over $1, and they were angry that they had to pay over $1. I think I had like $1, and I had like a little bit of tax, and they didn't mind paying the 5 or 6 cents, but that's about it. I mean, the only time they really were willing to give us, well, she used to look in the paper, we'd go to garage sales, and then she'd haggle on the price. Like if it was a quarter, she'd try to get it down to a dime. Or the only time she would willing to give us money is if we were at church to put in a donation plate. You know, make sure everybody sees you put this $2, and make sure everyone sees you do this. Make sure to see. And then, you know, they had something called a kitty, I know I'm getting off track. I'm still going to review the Skippy stuff. I'm sorry. We're going to review, we were going to we at the mall, and they had like this kitty, cartoon thing that showed like for a quarter, you know, a little bench inside, and 2 kids are sitting there and watch a cartoon for a quarter. I asked if we could have a quarter. I knew better, and she said no, but she'd give us a quarter to throw in the wishing well. And she said, "Why don't you look on the ground, see if you can find a quarter?" So we ended up looking like fools, looking around for a quarter. We didn't have any money. We didn't have anything. Well, anyways, back to my grandfather. I remember like 2nd or 3rd grade, and this revolves around peanut butter. It took me a long time to get to it, but I asked if he could make me a peanut butter sandwich. And I was going to make a peanut butter sandwich. He said, "Well, let me make you one. No, I can make one of my own." And he said, "No, I'll make you one." He put peanut butter and then butter. He put one side of the bread peanut butter and the other side butter, which he called oleo. And that was awful. I said, "I don't like this." I said, "You sure wanted peanut butter?" "I wanted just peanut butter, not butter on it." He said, "People don't eat peanut butter sandwiches with peanut butter on it. That's weird. That's weird. That's strange. That's strange." I said, "I don't like what you made. It's awful." And he had to throw it away, and he was pissed. So now I'll get back to the review. I'm sorry I got into a tangent. I have a lot of dirty laundry to air about some people just the way they were. I mean, they're both passed away now. I mean, there was lots of good times though, but I mean, there was some strange times too. So let's go back to the peanut butter. Let's review this by itself. And the sandwich with surefine white bread. Very good. I like the flavor very well. This gets a 10 out of 10. Now, as far as the types of peanut butter I like crunchy. I mean creamy. I'm not big on crunchy at all. I know some people like crunchy, but I'm not into crunchy at all. I like creamy. I know my roommate when I was in Germany, Jeff Moscone. He was saying that he loved crunchy. He said creamy grossed him out. And he said, "I can't believe you like that. Can't. Crunchy is the way to go." I don't think so. We got 10 out of 10. Let's try the PB&J with the the jelly, it doesn't, that jelly doesn't spread that well. So there's a big thing of jelly right there with the jalapeno peppers on it. Try it out. That's really good too. That's a 10 out of 10. Now I did try when I had those the bomb ghost peppered peanuts. That I did on oh, I had some of those on. I think I did a review of that. But I mean, I put them in a peanut butter sandwich too. I put like the I had that, but I mean that. But I'm not into crunchy peanut. That was close to crunchy, I guess. I remember Bad Girls Ball. She did a video, and I did a bunch of had a bunch of those ghost pepper peanuts. On her channel. I wish she'd bring those videos back. For whatever reason, she took a lot of those off her channel. She made in private or something. I don't know. But I think she's pretty awesome. Let me see what Michael said. Wait a second. What's going on? Okay. Where am I at? So I get that thing with the Google Chrome whenever you get a message, something like that, very intrusive. It puts it right in the bottom, and it throws you off guard, you know what I mean? Well, I hope you like this video. I have 2 shirts available through Me and B Designs. I apologize for getting off on a rant with the story, but I had to do it. Yeah, I think it's kind of important, you know, just to let everybody know. Cause I remember my grandma used to buy me these wintergreen hard candies. I loved, and she said, "Well, Grammy will buy you some every time she comes over." My dad said, "The only reason she buys them for you is because they're cheap." I remember when I went to, I'll never forget this. When I was in Fort Bragg, it had to have been, I think it was Fort Bragg. I think I was gone during Christmas and New Year's. I left. I took leave for like 15 days to celebrate Christmas and New Year's and New Year's and my birthday at home. And my grandma went to the mall and she bought me these shoes. I think it was McCoy. I didn't remember what it was. She said, "I'll buy you some running shoes." And she bought me these $5 running shoes. Wow. Cause I had Nike Air. Cause you had to really buy a good pair of running shoes. Cause you ran like 2-3 miles every day in the army. But in at least in basic in AIT it was 5 times a week. And in basic it was 6 times. She did on Saturday too. In permanent party it was like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And she bought me those. I ran them one time. It hurt my feet so bad. I said I'll never run these again. So I just did it to walk around. After about a month, I went to. I was walking up to the PX. I actually stepped in a mud puddle. My shoe filled up with water, and already a hole wore through my sole of the shoe. After about a month. So needless to say, when I came back, I threw those bastards away. Went back to my Nike Airs. Ugh. Another story. I told my dad about it, but she did buy me. One thing she did buy me when I was in Fort Detrick, she bought me Wilkinson after shaving cream and Wilkinson razors. My dad said she got them because they were cheap, but they were good. They were good razors. I liked. I did like that, so I give her that. So I hope you like this long-winded review. I just had a lot of stuff to get off my chest. And as always, please, I have 2 T-shirts available through Me and Me Designs. And as always, everybody, please take care of my Legion.